Hi, welcome to my channel, and today I'm just going to be giving you an update on my It's All About Historic Fiction month. So as you know, in my TBR for this month I've decided to just have a historic fiction month because I had quite a few books on my shelf, and I just thought I'd tell you how I'm getting on because it was quite a big TBR, and last time I had a TBR this ambitious it led me into a real reading slump. So I'm just going to quickly go through the books I've read so far. I won't go into them in too much detail because I will do that in my wrap up at the end of the month. So I started off my historic fiction month with Cersei by Madeline Miller. Well, I went into this not expecting too much really. I'd seen a few reviews going it was quite hard to get into, and I have to agree with that. At first I thought, oh god, this is going to take me ages to read. I think it took me about just under a week, but it is quite slow. I only gave it 3 stars I think because it wasn't that great. There's just so much info to get into such a short story, and it does take a while to get really into it. Basically this is about Cersei. She's the daughter of Helios, one of the Titans, and she gets exiled down to Earth, the mortal lands, because they found out she's a witch. So she's exiled onto this island where she kind of hones her skills, and she meets some famous Greek heroes as well, like Odysseus I think it is. But it's quite interesting. I haven't read much about Greek myths, so this was quite new for me. I don't think I will read the Song of Achilles just because this kind of has put me off. But yeah, great start to the month. And at the same time I was also listening to an audiobook. Now I was listening to The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. Now this audiobook has to be one of the best audiobooks I have ever listened to. I was like almost crying within the second chapter. It is that good and also upsetting. Heather describes everything that happened in the concentration camps really graphically, and the reactions of Wale, who is the tattooist of Auschwitz, it's so... well, it just makes you cry, and I was walking to work trying not to cry at some of the scenes, but I loved this, and the fact that it's based on a true story kind of makes what happened even worse. You know, this is a guy who has decided to tell Heather what has happened because he was this tattooist, and he wanted to tell her his story. And I was thinking of reviewing this, but I'm going to go into this in so much more detail in my wrap up. This story will stay with me for ages, and I think this is probably going to be one of my top books of the month. And also I have to say Richard Armitage was like the perfect person to narrate this audiobook. He was amazing. And I also managed to read The White Princess by Philippa Gregory. This is the last book in the Cousins War side of the Plantagenet and Tudor novels, which, as you know, I'm reading one per month. I found this okay. It is very repetitive. The worst thing is it's all about, you know, Henry Tudor coming to the throne, and he's scared that there's this Richard of York, Elizabeth's brother, who obviously went missing in the Tower, is coming to try and take his throne. But because Elizabeth doesn't know much, because her mother, Elizabeth Woodville, the past Queen of England, she didn't tell her daughter Elizabeth anything, so she's always like, I don't know, I don't know, I don't know. It's like, oh my lord. It does get a bit annoying, but it's still really good because it's great to see this relationship between White Rose and Red Rose, and see them come together. They do kind of start to love each other, but Elizabeth's just annoyed at him being all obsessed with Richard of York. And it is really interesting, and I can't wait to start the Tudor side of it. I think the next one is The Constant Princess. I just need to try and find a copy because for some reason I can't. But yeah, very good. And then on to what I'm currently reading, and that's A Twist in Time by Julie McLuhan. This is the sequel to A Murder in Time, a book that I really, really liked. It's about a young girl called Kendra who gets sent back in time by accident. She's just walking through a castle and she ends up in the 1800s. But I loved it because it's great to see a woman kind of having to process how women are treated differently in the past, and you see a lot of it in this book as well. People are like, but you're a woman, and she's like, yes, so what? She's not liking the dresses, she's wanting to get back home to the USA in present time, and she's finding it hard, but she's also having to try and solve another murder because someone she knows is accused of murdering this lady. So it's all really interesting. I love a good murder mystery, and this is set in the past, and I just love the whole fact like it's a woman in the past trying to not figure out why people were treated this bad back in the 1800s. And then onto my current audiobook, and that's Mythos by Stephen Fry. So this is another Greek myths book like Cersei, and again like The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I am so glad I am listening to the audiobook. Stephen Fry himself narrates it, which is amazing. I feel like I'm just getting a little history lesson from Stephen Fry, which is great. And the fact that he does all these voices, you've got his humour as well. There's lots of humour where sometimes I just want to laugh out loud, but because I'm in public I try not to. but I'm just loving it, and I think if I'd read it I probably might have been a bit bored, but the fact that it's an audiobook, I think it's a lot better. But I'm hoping to finish this soon. I've got about 5 hours left on it, and where if I'm walking to work I can get through quite a bit, and I might listen to some today instead of reading. I am wanting to listen to the Burnable book next, and I want to try and get that at least started before the end of the month. So that's how I'm doing so far on the All About Historic Fiction month, and I think it's going pretty good. I've done so much better than I thought I would. I thought I'd probably only get through half the books, but the fact that I only have a Burnable book, the Northwater and the World of Law left, I think I'm doing pretty good, so hopefully I can get through these. I also ended up reading 2 other books, A Court of Frost and Starlight and The Breakdown, which you'll see in my wrap up. I'm just focusing on my historic fiction books now. But yeah, that was great. So I will see you later with a new video. There won't be a video next week because I'm not going to be here. There might be one on Monday, but that all depends on if this book box arrives, because I've signed up to a new subscription. If that arrives today, you'll get the video on Monday. If it doesn't arrive today, you'll get it when I come back from my week off. If you do want to catch up with me, I'll be on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram and Goodreads. Feel free to follow me over there, and I will see you with a new video. Bye!